Ethan Westerman and Tom Murphy of WholeHogSports here in Tampa for SEC Media Days. We just finished up the first day of Media Days. I don't know if you can tell in the video, it is really windy here. We had some storms roll through. Maybe you got that thunder. I don't know if they picked it up in the mic, but it's been a rainy day. We haven't really had your normal beach experience yet.
No beach experiences. Probably won't go to the beach, but yes, it's getting a little overcast and a good active first day though.
Yeah, what did you think? You know, of course we started the day off with Greg Sankey. That's kind of one of, at SEC Media Days, the more anticipated remarks because it affects everybody who comes. I guess maybe what were some of the top things that stood out to you, if my camera will not fall over with this wind right now?
Several things. The first thing I took away from it was, there's been a little chatter. Tony Petitti, he might be the most powerful man in sports now because the Big 10 has won 3 championships in a row. But Sankey kind of made it clear, not that he's vying for that title, but he made it clear. The SEC's stances, the SEC's swagger, the SEC's influence over what's happening in college athletics is still very real, and they're still going to be a leader. And he talked about multiple topics, including the fact that federal help in Congress is needed. They back the fact that Congress is contemplating what to do to help college athletics have guardrails, but he also wants changes to be in place because, as he said, we only have one shot at this. We can't go back a year from now if this thing gets passed. So they want the things they need implemented in the bill in Congress.
Yeah. What did you think about all the stuff that revolving around, I know it got brought up a lot, the transparency that the league needs to have under his guidance? I feel like the word transparency, I think we counted 15 times.
Right. So he was transparent about this.
Yeah.
Will there be is there talk about a breakaway conference, a power conference?
That was like the first question of the day.
The first question of the day, and he did not dodge it or try to downplay it. He said, look, there's a lot of people frustrated. We're listening, and yes, it has been brought up. Not that it's imminent or anything like that. So you're right, but transparency was in multiple answers. A lot was officiating, and I'm not sure. Auburn people had a lot of questions about officiating, and they must be referencing some game. But if we wanted to talk about, we could talk about the 2020 game at Auburn and transparency. Although I did talk to John McDade after that game. But anyway, he said that coaches can file their complaints about the calls they see in a game, and it's a good back and forth, but that part is not as transparent. They asked the coaches not to say exactly what was discussed.
Yeah, and every single year at these things, officiating is going to get brought up, so no surprise that today. Going on to the teams that were here, any of the coaches particularly strike you, just anything they said? I feel like I know what you're about to say.
Maybe you don't. I don't know.
I think Will Stein had maybe the most just like, whoa, you just said that quote of the whole day.
I turned that into a big, I just thought it was so ballsy of him to, someone said, well, Kentucky football has this profile that they're fighting against, that they're not going to be a big winner, but you think Kentucky can, and why? And he paused a second and he said, me, which, I mean, that's, as you said, betting on yourself.
Yeah, and that's what, I mean, he kind of took a second to pause and think about it too. I think he had
Am I really going to say this?
I don't think anybody in the room actually expected what his answer was going to be. You were like, where's he about to go with this? But whenever he's just like, me, that's the reason we're going to be better. I was like, you know what? Tout yourself, man. I guess that's what this event is for when you're the first time coach, like to come in there and hype yourself up. But
there were several big things. I think Eli Drinkwitz is kind of growing into that mold of like, I'm a voice for the conference. Not that he would say that, and I even asked him about it. But I just think he's got good approaches and good views on things, and I like that he expresses them. And he got asked several things about Arkansas today, including the fact he was surprised by the game moving from Thanksgiving weekend against Arkansas because he liked it so much. Of course, they were winning it a lot.
So these are just a few of the things that stood out to us today, but we have full coverage at WholeHogSports.com. A lot of coverage from here. We'll have more tomorrow and for the rest of the week while we're out here at SEC Media Days in Tampa. Hope you'll check out our work at WholeHogSports.com.